Racism, sexism, classism, ageism, ableism, heterosexism, allism.
Wait, stop. So many sisms there. Social oppressions and hierarchy can be presented in various forms, and whether you want it or not, you may have experienced either of them in your life, doesn't matter how small or big it was. If not, trust me, you are an exceptionally lucky one. Please comment where you live so I can come live with you. It's gonna be my next utopia. Or maybe my experience can be different to yours as a stranger and you be there. Or wait, is there no one else living there? Okay, I stop. So you might wonder why people hate, why sisms exist in the very first place. It is because human beings is just designed to dislike each other. That sounded very pessimistic. Don't get me wrong. Nope. I love this world, but just continuously seeing rooms for improvement because I believe in humanity moving forward. Maybe you're right, or maybe that is not true. Honestly, we don't know the exact answer to this because it's rather a complicated matter. So we soon-to-be great sociologists here study that. How, why, where, what. You can use all the interrogative adverbs here to make this world more livable for more people.
The French writer Pierre Bourdieu had written a lot about power dynamics. Mainly, his theory of capital argued that the distribution of capital determines one's social position. He further categorized capital into three classes, namely economic capital, social capital, and cultural capital. So, who is Bourdieu actually? Bourdieu is a sociologist born in southern France in 1930. He studied and wrote about how the dominating population preserves their power and influence in the society, despite contemporary Western society boasts about equality for all, pretty much all the time. We have come across the term symbolic violence quite often from major media outlets nowadays. But do you know that it was Bourdieu who had coined this term in one of his writings from the 1970s? Before we move on further to deeper sociological explanations, we need to first understand what are the three types of capital in Bourdieu's theory of capital. Economic capital is physical goods that carry monetary values, something symbolic of one's wealth. For example, you might have a dusted Mona Lisa portrait down somewhere in your vault. Next, social capital refers to the social network one has, the social network that supports an individual's well-being. Different from economic capital, which can be measured in monetary terms, social capital can be difficult to measure numerically and is highly subjective from individuals to individuals. Lastly, the third type of capital is cultural capital, which is the most abstract among the three. Cultural capital includes educational attainment, moral values, the language, or even the accent one carries, and cultural preferences. Bourdieu argued that capital is convertible from one type to the other. The social interactions between individuals and individuals with the environment they are shape the lifestyles of a community. Scrape that. It's actually just saying birds of the same flock tend to fly together, but in sociological terms. However, as we mentioned earlier, the distribution of capital determines one's social position. When capital is unequally distributed, it creates a social hierarchy based on the amount of capital one owns. The more capital one owns, the higher their social position is. Such an inequality, in turn, solidifies the way on how capital is distributed in society. In a typical Western society, English is deemed more superior than other languages, and with the slogan, "English is vital," being publicized in recent years, non-native English speakers are usually dominated by native English speakers. In this setting, English language proficiency is considered a type of cultural capital. Building on Bourdieu's writings, in this series, we'll walk through sexism, racism, and COVID-19 being a new norm. The online environment does facilitate new forms of sexism and racism. With Trump publicly naming the COVID-19 virus as a Chinese virus, it helped to catalyze a series of hate crimes directed specifically towards the global Asian community. As much as we would love to live in a discrimination-free world, we acknowledge that discrimination is essentially fabricated into our social construct. The six of us would like to produce fun, engaging content to help raise awareness about discrimination among university students, particularly university students in Australia. We are keen to connect with different communities. It doesn't matter whether you had taken a sociology unit beforehand or if you are completely green in sociology. Or perhaps, maybe you are currently doing a sociology degree. We would love to talk to all of you. We will try our best to reply to every comment below, even if you are just wondering where did Bourdieu finish his degree. If you are interested to learn more about how sociologists perceive discrimination, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we will see you next time.